Natural disasters are newsworthy, but only touch a few of us Americans. The huge issue of the Greatest Depression is on everyone's mind. The unemployment, the loss of homes, lost businesses, and skyrocketing food costs are hitting every American, so everyone needs food security.
Folks, this month you will get free shipping on every food order from eFoods Direct. That's right, every order gets free shipping starting September 6th. Get stocked up with the best storable foods out there with eFoods Direct, and be prepared for any emergency before it happens. To take advantage of this special, call 800-409-5633 or go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal-Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com.
Coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
From the front lines of the information war, it's Alex Jones.
You bet your bottom devalued dollar it is. By the way, I went over to Romeo's to eat Italian food with some of the crew a few days ago and ran into this fella. If you're watching on PrisonPlanet.tv, if not, go to my Twitter account. That's the Real Alex Jones, twitter.com/Real Alex Jones. And he has the entire Bill of Rights tattooed on his back. Awesome. Let's go ahead and go to Barry in Texas. Thanks for holding. I've been out of control today. I apologize, Barry. Go ahead. Barry's like,
best I can do.
Go ahead, sir. Welcome.
Okay, hello, yeah. Good to talk to you. I met you at the TSA protest at the state capitol. That was awesome.
The storming of the Capitol? Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't get a permit and grovel outside. We stormed it.
It was awesome. When we saw Chupacabra Dewhurst there, I was just going to just underline something you said about Ron Paul, that, people at work a lot will bring up politics and say, yeah, I would vote for Ron Paul, except they say he can't win. And obviously, I take an opportunity to explain to them, but why not? He's either number 2 or 3, depending on which poll you look at, and I kind of try to explain to them that they're just basically going along with what they've been told.
It's like telling a child Santa Claus isn't real or it's a magician trick. The magician is not really putting swords through his beautiful assistant. And when they say Ron Paul can't win when he's number 1, number 2, or number 3 in every scientific poll is a total mind game, and the people doing it are scum. And the people buying it are idiots. I'm sorry. I'm just sick of people. I'm like, that's a scam. It's a parlor trick. Wake up to it. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish up, Barry.
Well, the other thing I was going to say is a coworker told me a story about his wife. He and his wife went in for a routine checkup. She's 6 months pregnant. And the doctor there who saw his wife, he knew walking up that he was going to be lambasted with a pressure to get a vaccine, because it just was sign after sign, get your vaccine, get your vaccine, get your vaccine. So he went in there. He was prepared. He told his wife, look, we're not going to get the vaccine they're going to offer it to us. And she was like, well, why? And he tried to explain it to her, because I don't want the baby to be exposed to any, toxins or the preservatives, whatever. But the doctor became very upset, and she said, well, you're going to have to sign a waiver, and if anything happens, you're going to be responsible because the baby's going to be born during flu season, et cetera, et cetera. And he said, okay, fine, we'll sign the waiver.
You shouldn't have. And, listen. I've had dozens of medical doctors on. Until 3 years ago, they always said don't give a pregnant woman a vaccine. It causes miscarriages and brain damage. And now they say give it to pregnant women. It's on the insert not to give it to the women. You don't have to sign a waiver saying you've done something wrong with that piece of garbage doctor. They're like Nazis, though. They've committed to this evil, like leeches and everything else, for so long. They're going to defend it as it gets more and more brazen. But you notice with Perry, it's now a national issue, him sitting there with the forced inoculation. I'm sorry, finish up. So what happened with the doctor?
Well, yeah, so, she tried to make him feel real guilty, and as soon as they stepped out to get another procedure done, she saw one of the technicians, I guess, who gives the vaccine, and the doctor says, hey, she needs a vaccine, and points at his wife. And the wife just looked at her husband, and he kind of was like, he said he didn't want to blow up in front of everybody, but he was furious, and he looked at the doctor like, we just talked about this. And so his wife...
They treat you like animals. They tell you it's the law to take it in school when it's not. They're criminals. They admit that the seasonal flu shot doesn't even protect you from flu and doubles your chances of getting the next season flu, and 3 consecutive shots doubles your chance of Alzheimer's. Look it up. This is eugenics. Right. I appreciate your call, Barry. TJ in Minnesota, listening on 93.50 shortwave. Go ahead, TJ. Go ahead, TJ.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Welcome.
Yeah, I'll say my piece in 45 seconds or less.
I wasn't mad at you. I'm mad about the doctor. I'm mad about the doctor lying and saying take a flu shot when that criminal knows the insert says it'll probably kill that baby deader to hammer. And the government now recommends you give pregnant women shots because it's a form of forced abortion and sterilization. It's eugenics. I'm sorry. They're murdering us. Go ahead. I'm sorry, TJ.
That's okay. I only wanted 45 seconds.
Go ahead.
I got 2 points. The second one's more important than the first. I'm very apolitical, and you and I and most of your listeners know that our vote doesn't count. I've met Ron Paul. He's a nice guy, but does he have a standing army, a fort, air defense artillery to keep him working if he was to be a president?
Okay, listen, he'll be injecting ideas. Ideas are bulletproof. And so by him running, we win, exposing the whole system. If you just have an attitude, one guy's got to fix it all, it's never going to happen. Ron Paul, by running, is illustrating all their dirty tricks.
Okay, I want to go to the second point, because you said it the other day, and it's more important than politics ever was. I believe, and I watch populations and censuses, and I fly over Asia and Mexico and the U.S., we've been depopulated heavily for 10 or 15 years to an Armageddon-like state. And you said that the other day, and you're the only man I've ever heard say that with authority. And I think that you and I are correct. All you got to do is start reading obituaries and looking at the birth columns or...
No. Sir, I got to jump, but look, the U.S. life expectancy has dropped. And that's with all the drugs they do to keep you alive, it's still dropped. And then before, about 30% or more of babies died. So now when you take the average of the high infant mortality rate out and add it back in, our life expectancy has dropped by more than 15 years. Okay, to quantify that, if you made it past being a young child in the old times, then you live longer on average if you go back 100 years ago. Let's go ahead and talk to Jim in Arkansas. Jim, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. Did I understand you earlier this week to say that you were in Hot Springs last Sunday?
Yeah.
You didn't buy a local paper, did you? Last Sunday's Arkansas Democrat Gazette has a front-page article below the fold that talks about the state legislature has just passed a law requiring all water systems serving 5,000 or more people to install fluoridation systems.
No, I didn't see that. And of course, you have some of the best water in the country in Arkansas, those deep aquifers, volcanic aquifers. But that's because all these cities are pulling the fluoride out, so then they try to pass a law. Guys, Google that. Hot Springs or Arkansas legislature passes law requiring fluoridation.
It's Act 197 of 2011.
Wow. Boy, I tell you, they want to make you... Listen, it's a fact that the fluoride is massively increasing cancer. Just search fluoride cancer increase. And earlier, I got mad about the doctor saying to a pregnant woman, take your flu shot, when they're nothing but big pharma reps. The stinking flu shot has been proven to cause brain damage, birth defects, and spontaneous miscarriage. The stinking insert says don't give it to pregnant women. It's like a test to see what they can get away with. Yeah, there's the act. Wow, this is passed now in Arkansas?
Yeah, this was in last Sunday's paper.
Well, you know why? All over Canada, all over the U.S., all over Europe, they're pulling fluoridation. It's like 5-6 towns a week, cities. Big cities are doing it. And so they're panicking and trying to make it the law. Wow, are folks upset about that in Arkansas?
I haven't heard a whole lot, and I've started a new job, so I'm kind of out of touch right now. But I'm surprised I haven't heard more about it.
All right, I got to jump. I'll cover this more. Wow, state-level forced fluoridation. That's not just a federal regulation. That's forced. These criminal scumbags. Oh, man. Benjamin in Kansas, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, they tried to do that to my sister. She was 9 weeks pregnant, and they had 2 separate nurses come in and ask her, would you like the flu shot? No, okay, they walked out. Would you like the flu shot? Another one came in. No. Then the doctor came in, and he said, well, you're going to get deathly ill if you don't take this flu shot. And I guess they're just trying to murder her and her baby. I don't know. I'm sick of it, though.
Well, what they are is little control freaks who've bought in. Doctors are just like technicians now. They do whatever Big Pharma tells them through the American Medical Association, just like doctors 80 years ago sterilized over 500,000 people under orders. Hitler got all his eugenics from the U.S. You wonder why in New York, just 5 years ago, they would test pesticide on poor children until they died. That's New York Daily News. The doctors were ordered to do it. They murdered little black kids. They love it. I mean, it's this power trip. Hitler's tyranny started through a medical tyranny. And it's all about forcing it on people.
Well, I've never taken a flu shot, and for some reason I'm still alive. I don't
Sir,
think I need
they're coming out with hundreds of new vaccines and trying to have government mandated. Look at Rick Perry. Pull up the USA Today articles from 2007. We showed it Friday. He said, I order it. It's the law. You must take it. And millions of Texas children went and took it, and many of them died or had convulsions. Now he says, well, it was just a recommendation, and there was a waiver. A waiver for something that's not a law? It's all a con. If you want to know how criminal government is, even if you're for vaccination, go to a public school and say, I don't want to vaccinate my children. They'll say, it's the law, Mr. Johnson. And then say, I know you got a waiver. And the waiver's a scam. There's no law. And they'll have to admit it. Then they'll kick your child out and claim truancy, then send the cops. You hear it. It's the law to take your vaccines or you'll go to jail. No, you go to jail when they kick you out of school under a policy when they have no right to force you. It's all con artist, criminal scum. They've stolen the country. They're jacking the food and water. And they've got a bunch of low-level yes men trash working for them. But you've seen Rick Perry's political star begin to fall. Just over the vaccine issue, we are the majority. We're going to beat this Nazi New World Order trash. We've got red blood. We're Americans, and no amount of brain damage and cancer-causing fluoride or mercury is going to stop us. God bless you all. I'll see you back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central. Infowars.com.
You may be arrested and or subject to other police action.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.